Oh, love is live.
Hey, look at this.
Live on air.
Mm-hmm. Once again.
Yes, we live
Ain't
once
that beautiful?
again. Yep, that's beautiful. Mhm.
That's beautiful.
Yep, it is.
Talking truth. Oh, it makes it so splendid.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
So truth and love.
Yes.
Again, truth and love
That's why always
to all.
I have been searching for true love in others for a mighty long time. But I can't. Now I found my love. It was there all along. I just had to get my act
Yeah, yes. Indeed. And you know, you my friend if you in search for truth.
together. Mm-hmm.
Truth will give
Friend
you
of mine too.
all the love
Friend of the Lord.
that you will ever need
Mm-hmm.
from the holy breath in one name. And so when we are talking about opening up in the name of the divine creator, Al-Sufian, this is a divine cherishing moment
Mm-hmm.
because truth has been scattered far and wide
Mm-hmm.
for almost seemingly impossible for us to recollect. But truth never dies. Truth was before you was came into a physical form. The reason why you have a physical form is because truth exists. So a lot of discoveries have been in our absence. A lot of discoveries of truth has been rediscovered. And then knows the power of truth, then they know the power of truth is to make you free.
Beautiful.
Not him, not them,
Mm-hmm.
not he, not she,
Mm-hmm.
but you. So that's a very beautiful thing that we want to be able to accept. If you walk in spirit, is to accept the truth. And we're going to bring in some different scriptures from different walks of the holy breath. Because if you was growed up as a Christian, you was told not to read other books.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you growed up as a Muslim, you was taught to seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave. So we have to understand truth for what it is. Is truth approachable? What is the power of truth? We have been told that truth can make you free. And we've been told that man is truth and falsehood, strangely mixed.
Mm-hmm. Sure had.
So there's some falsehood in man
Yes, indeed.
that every man
Uh-oh.
must clean himself from. And when I say man,
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking both male and female.
Beautiful.
realize there is a truth inside of man. And we get a hint of this when it says, greater is he that is in you that is in the world. We're going to say that world is man. So there's something in the world, there's something inside of man that makes man man. When I say man, I mean both female and male.
There you go.
Man is the result to the mystery of existence.
That's it.
If you can find the purpose of why man exists, then we can find out the purpose of existence. And there's a hint, hint, wink, wink. Man is truth and falsehood strangely mixed.
That's what it said.
Now, you, in Christian terminology, is called the Holy Spirit. In my terminology, it's called the Holy Breath. These words are signifying something to us. These words have been accurate to man because this is the signification that in man. And anything in man, for you to experience, you have to bring it out. So to bring it out, we must know what's in it. The Holy Breath or the Holy Spirit is truth. Now that's real clear. The Holy Breath, the Spirit, is truth. Now, what we about truth is omnipotent. It is the power of all powers. It is the begotten of all begotten. But in order to understand truth, we're going to know how is truth directed. See, this is where we have to understand how the truth is directed. Everything the Spirit don't touch. The Spirit don't touch flesh. Or that's called a collision or a collapse, like two cars touching. Spirit is contrary to flesh. So that which is in man, opposite of flesh. The falsehood of man is akin to flesh. Truth dies, so that means that truth cannot belong to the flesh. As in our mighty Al-Sufian, all that is born dies in the universe.
all your loved ones.
That's how we have to
Knew
come to this
before
record.
that was young and just like you, lived to get old, and now it's gone on to another place, another existence.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just push right there. Go ahead.
Oh, because that's beautiful. That's how we represent
Yeah.
and know that
Yeah.
death is real.
That's right.
Because our loved ones.
There you go. And when you said that, that's all I could think about. When my mother was a teenager, a school teacher, I remember that, Joe.
Mm-hmm. This is what truth is. And we have to understand, as we seen what came before us, go before us,
Yeah.
the same thing will happen when our appointed time
Look at that.
arrives.
Appointed time. Mm-hmm.
See, truth has a creator. The reason why it's called truth is because it's true. If it's not true, then you had something that's called true or false. So when you answer the question, true or false, life is that simple. Is life true? See, and these are the things that we have to first have a self. Without a self, none of this even can be thought of. Which brings us to the point of all things in the universe die. Now, what we want is man, a thing, considering all things in the universe die. If we want to live in truth, then we must walk in truth. If you don't walk in truth, then you walk not in truth. Man is a thought. Man is a thought, not a thing. This is what we have to understand. Things die, thoughts do not. So this is giving us a scenario here. Was thought before time?
Good question.
Because things are in time. There was a time, you remember?
Oh, yes, I do. 73 years I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm. And didn't these things also cease to be? These things is different as spirit is different from flesh. The thought is different than thing. Time is a thing. Thought is not. Thought is no thing. So we have to learn that the finite mind cannot comprehend things spiritual, infinite, truthful. The finite mind is the fleshly mind,
Yeah.
what we call matter. So there's an old Southern cliche that goes mind over matter. So this gives us a that mind and matter cannot be the same thing. If you saying something need to be over something, the same, there's no distinction. But in the difference, there is. So when we pick up from the Christian narrative, it's changed. Man's ain't so mighty from thought. Yes, actually, in Islam, man can never be born from sin. In Christianity, they believe that man is born a sinner. Is that true or false? Let's break it back down to elementary. Is that true or false?
That's a good question.
Well, we're going to go to the Holy Scriptures to see what can we get.
Yeah. See what can become.
So it ain't our words. It's on the page. We're going to come out the Sufian. Sufa 3 and 14. Some say that we are cursed. Tell me if any of this sound familiar. Some say that we are fallen. Some say that we must atone for our sin. Some say. So in some false religions, this is what some. In all truthful religions, this is what truthful say. Such narratives are an insult of our divine creator. Let's step back.
Such narrative.
Do we understand what the word insult means?
Oh, yes, I do.
Have you ever felt the insult of being insulted?
When it was whites only, I was being insulted then. Don't you start no stuff, man.
This is what.
So I'm going to tell the truth.
Now, as they say, raise interest or inflate. Inflate it not to the divine creator. If such lies have been used in the name of truth,
yeah, that was then.
Now think about how our divine creator feels as you felt when you was insulted.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This is the insult feeling. This is something that the Creator gave you called sense, that we can now sense.
Sensitivity.
And now we should be able to see what senses are for. Sensing the lie.
That's right.
Was the truth. This is what you.
That's right.
This is what your senses are for, to detect innocent self.
There you go. There you go.
But we've been told a different narrative. We've been told a different message. And the messages and the narratives we told was from the books of falsehoods.
Yeah.
Falsehoods have been stored, now reside in the brain.
Yeah.
And so now we got to do the cleanup. We got to do the cleanup crew.
Yeah.
Now self got to clean up its own brain.
Yeah.
Why? Need to dwell. Truth can't dwell. Falsehood. So if falsehood is in the primary storage component, let's say the brain is your battery, and falsehood drains your battery all the way to its empty. Truth is the only thing that will charge a dead battery. And we're going to say this dead battery is a dead brain filled by the acid of lies. Not one cell of truth is left in the circuit of the brain or the battery. So now we are saying that we have to be our own mechanics, because you have to take your battery or your car to a mechanic. So when we're talking about who is self's mechanic, when someone else has fooled self and gave self a pot full of life and fed it to him spoon by spoon and blowed it when it was hot and cooled the lie down so he'll swallow. Because you know when it's sense, if it's too hot, we'll let it die.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So truth is that fire that we sense that purifies us from any source of anything that's not the truth. I hope we understand that truth itself is equivalent. You exist as truth exists. If you chooses not to embody the truth, by default, the devil is a lie. This is why we say the devil is a lie. See, and if we have any God that is true, then the true God cannot become a lie. So we have and then I'm finna turn it over so we can be able to go to our other scriptures, because we're getting closer to an end. But truth never ends. You the picker up of truth. You the continuation of truth.
Beautiful.
Once this shut down, you shut on. You come online once this go offline. Now it says to us, the believers, that the higher self is the embodiment of truth. Not the flesh, y'all. The self, y'all. The self is the element of truth. The lower flesh is self reverse. Oh, did we catch that? Truth can be reversed. So this is what our enemy of truth came to us with.
Yeah.
He didn't come to us with truth.
No.
He came to us against truth.
True. Right.
So to tell you that the Christopher Columbus discovered America.
Oh my, that's what I read.
Is that true or false? Did he? Yes. Did he come to us with the truth, or did he come to us with a lie?
He lied. But you would think that he was being truthful because he said it. So now that ought to tell you, don't you believe everything that you hear? Don't you believe everything that someone said? We should be now come to that conclusion by now, without doubt. But it's all been told that I know since I redirected myself. That's all I've been told was lies and lies. Lies after lies. And that's what everybody getting now. I don't care if you've been to the school or been educated, and I don't care if you went to the church house and got spirit motivated. Everywhere he's been, there's a lie waiting on you. Don't need no harm. I'll be straight to the point. Because I'm sick of lying in all their ways.
That's just bring me right back to the screen. And keep repronunciating itself. Truth, reverse. A lie is truth reverse. You cannot taint truth. Truth is. Only thing you can do to truth is reverse it. Then it becomes is not. And now you take what is as the truth. See, this is very clever for the enemy. We're talking about he can get millions of people to agree with his policy, play for his leagues, and join his God game.
Yes.
Meaning wrapping everybody who watches in truth reverse.
Yeah.
Or we could say the falsehood manifests.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember, a coin has two sides. Always, y'all show me a coin with one side.
No, sir, read Bob.
This is how I discover truth and falsehood.
Mm-hmm.
We always know if it lands on heads, then the reverse shows. Let's take a game where they flip a coin, football, and they ask them.
Yeah.
They ask the believer now. Head or tails for the believer for the game of God to begin.
Yes.
See, and this is called splitting the Red Sea. Remember, red represents truth. There's nothing more truthful than understanding this beautiful gift we have. This is the most magnetic. This is better than a Bugatti, a Mercedes-Benz,
What you say?
a BMW,
What you say?
a McLaren, a Lamborghini,
The Lamborghini.
Corvettes up to date, any fancy
Yeah.
car, even a floating ship,
Mm.
even better than a UFO,
Mm. Mm.
is your flesh. And this is considered lower.
That's right. On the bottom, it took the flesh up trying to get that right there. Like, drag in the back.
Yes, that's why we call the creator all. Because the creator didn't leave nothing out.
Yeah.
When it comes to us, the creator didn't leave nothing out.
Mm.
They say leave no child behind. The
Oh.
creator said I left no child.
Mm. Mm.
It's all there.
Mm.
We just need the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can get the truth,
yeah.
see, because our brains was keeping us in the falsehood.
Yeah.
But our is to liberate us when we understand spirit.
Mm-hmm.
See, because the mind gotta go somewhere, gotta go. And all the mind knows is to travel to the materiality.
Yeah.
It only knows how to travel to materialism.
Mm-hmm.
But what about when you learn how to travel to the land of fleshless things?
Ooh-wee. How beautiful that is.
This is what we come to K.O.S. for, to learn how to fly,
Mm-hmm.
to travel.
Yes, indeed.
Let's say in Masonic, it was a traveling man.
That's right.
Remember, all this gets all of their birth from the mother of Islam. We're going to get to what the meaning of Islam is. This is what has never been told to us, except when Noble Drew Ali came. And now we have to understand we've been told a lie. From Christianity, from the Quran of Mecca, these two books work together like a coin, making people keep flipping things.
Yeah.
Where the true understanding of the spirit is called a Sufian or Sufian. So that rhymes. Spirit man Sufian. The Sufian is the balance, is the true way that was mentioned by Jesus Christ. The true way is a proof of gain to ever begin to become aware of the Al-Sufian, or as we get the word Yah from, Al-Sufiya.
Yeah.
This is why we have to understand our beginnings. As we said earlier, that we got to understand that we was given something. Why did Creator Faith give to spirit man a mind that you might function on the plane of mind? Why did the Creator Faith give the spirit man a mind, and why did the mind receive a flesh that it might function on the plane of things made manifest?
Beautiful.
Manifest. Many flesh. So understand, wisdom speaks from out of the highest. And this is what Noble Drew Ali brought back, the real Christianity or real Christian Science, real the Quran in the sense of the Moorish Holy Quran, the Moorish science. So when we talk the old time religion, a Christian and a Muslim was once one and the same. There was no difference in all law. When they was one and the same, they was both using the same word. It came to the separation as heads and tails of a coin. This is what was done to us through two books. It is heads and tails. Well, in those two books, there's not a mention of self-knowledge. There's no self-knowledge mentioned as self-knowledge. That this is the way for you to have self-knowledge. So we had to have angels sent to us in the flesh. This is why we got to understand the soul plane, which we call the mind, and the plane of flesh, which we call the manifest. These two things from understanding is how the coin is together. This is what we call the Illah Wahida, or Wahid, or Tawheed, or oneness, one God. These things have an origin. And what we didn't know is that the soul, since it has its own plane, it is the Lord of its own plane. Man, since he became a living soul, is the Lord of things all manifest. So when you read in the scriptures about dominion over the elements, to the birds, to the living things, this is not talking about exteriorly. This is talking about interiorly. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Did we think about that? The earth was void and without form. But in the beginning, God created heaven and earth. So what is this talking about? This is not talking about the ground we walk on in existence that you call earth. That is talking about pre the sun. Prior the sun. The sun wasn't even birthed into existence before heaven and earth was created. So we have to take a step back and understand what God is. Because God is the mystery word that has entrapped us. So we got to bring in 1 John. And we got to do some K.O.S. translation. So we can have the right starting point. Because to have the bullseye, you got to be on the money, right? You got to have on the starting point. So truth is dead center, or all right. I know the Bible big, and I'm doing it digitally. Okay, let me type in some words. Yeah. Because we are familiar with these statements. All right. So In KJV, it reads in 1 John, in the beginning. I'm gonna pull up both of them.
Yeah.
Because I got the basic English translation, which I like the best. We don't need all that thee, thy, old tense.
Yeah.
If you ain't talking there today. So old tense was know thyself. Not all this other stuff we've been conflated with, mixinated with, and alchemized by. Oh yeah, we're gonna get free every time we meet.
Talking time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here's a quick version I can get on the screen. John 1:1. Yeah, I need to. Oh, it's good these days on the playback. You can always speed it up if it's not fast enough. Because if I speak it fast, you may not get it. But in playback, you can always speed it up. But 1 John, 1 John, 1:1, chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, we're going to read the original translation of the King James Version. Then we're going to read the original translation of the basic English. And then we're going to have the K.O.S. translation. Okay, what? Oh, we're going from 1 to 4. Let's see if that fit everything on the screen. From 1 to 4. Thank you.
John 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Now, how many of us understood that when we first read that? And then how many times did we have to reread?
Yeah.
And after rereading, we still don't understand. And then after not understanding, did you pray for understanding? Or did you just put the book down, or did you just forget about it? Gray had to say, put it down and started frying some chicken. So that was the King James Version. We're going to come back. We're going to read the basic English version from 1 to 4. Now this says 1, John 1:1. From the first, he was the Word. And the Word was in relation with God and was God. This Word was from the first in relation with God. All things came into existence through him, and without him, nothing was. What came into existence in him was life, and the life was the light of men. Now, we know all translations read different, but to me, that's the better of all translations. But in that translation, it still marks something that you still have to discover. So me, myself, as anyone else, have to study to show thyself approved. In old sayings, it would say, study to know thyself. So when we go to the King James Version, which we are a little more familiar with the wordage. So we're going to use this terminology. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Any curious reader, when they first read this passage, a thought gonna pass through their mind. With the thought passing within the mind, did we consider that there is a word? And this word was with God, and they say the word was God. Now we have to understand this.
And was.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess speaking and talking too.
That's right. Now I'm gonna say something your pastors never said, because this comes with study of self, and it's so simple what I'm finna say, that how did your deep people who study miss this? The word was is past tense. When we want to say something present, we say is. This is why it's not called was long. It's called is long.
Yeah.
See, we have to understand what was is that which is and ever more to be. So is the only thing that is. So when we say the word is, we are talking about the Creator. Is long was the word. Now this is very key. Now we're gonna bring this back in. Islam is that word that you won't know what that is.
Yeah.
The only way you would know is by understanding how the language works.
Yeah.
Was is past tense. To be meaning never came. Is meaning continually exists.
Right. That's right.
So if it don't say in the beginning is the word, and the word is with God, and the word is God.
Yeah.
See, it don't say that.
No, it says was. That's past tense.
There we go.
Past tense. And
So,
then it ain't saying nothing about a name.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know of anything that doesn't have a name to it. I don't care if it's beginning.
Mm-hmm.
If you show up somewhere, you ain't just a thought or a word, but your voice and your matter and your tone.
Mm-hmm.
Now this word that you're talking about, it is talking, I guess, walking, all that as well. But you point out something that's real critical here when you say was. What about now? Go ahead, son.
Oh, beautiful. Because this is the things that we got to know, and this is what gives us the truth. Now, when we deal with what is, now we can come to the truth.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because we are is. We ain't was yet.
Yeah.
We could say people who came and gone was.
Was, yeah.
But the people who always here
now
is.
present. That's right. It is. It is here.
So this is where the word Islam.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna read this from this way. In the beginning was Islam.
That makes so much sense.
And Islam was with God.
That sounds good to me.
And Islam was God.
That sounds good to me.
Islam, the same, was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him. And without him was not anything made that was made. In him was Islam, and Islam was the light of men. Now, see, this is the old ancient way of the Bible. The ancient Bible was written in Arabic. So, if the ancient Bible was written in Arabic, this is where we come to the understanding. Now, we got to understand what is Islam. Because we've been misconstrued, or we never been actually told. We've been told that the most part, Islam means peace. Peace with God and peace with man. This is why this is very important right here. I'm getting the data up. This is why this is really important here. It's so important. I was about to say the screen freezing.
If you're gonna start out right, you gotta be right and know right. And this is the beginning of what is to be. So the beginning got to be right.
It got to be right.
What I'm trying to say.
In order for us to end right.
That's my point.
Now we're going to do a common Google search without the book. We're going to do an AI research and see what it says about what Islam means. I typed in Islam meaning. This is what AI said. Islam is a religion that teaches the belief in one God, Allah, and the acceptance of his will. The word Islam comes from an Arabic root that means surrender or submission. And that's where we want to stop. See, they say, AI says means surrender or submission.
Surrender or submission. What if you surrender to the devil or surrender to lies?
There we go.
What if you
surrendering to a false book?
To a lie.
Right. What if
for the truth?
Right.
So we got to be real careful.
We got to be very careful. That's why it takes a tremendous amount of study when we're dealing with lies.
Yeah.
Because it's to catch you up for something.
Yeah.
So even when you go on Edamon online and you look up Islam, it says that Islam literally means submission. So, and they say the word salam means peace, but Islam means submission. See, so we have to get an understanding from truth, not from falsehood.
Yeah.
See, and the only truth we have is the Al-Sufian or the Al-Sufian. Before this, we had the Moorish Holy Quran and Noble Drew Ali Moorish literature, where he says, has a head entitled, What is Islam? And Islam is a very simple faith. Islam means peace. So that's where we get Islam is peace. When I say As-Salam, that's peace. When we say Islam, this is why it was in the beginning with God. See, we have to understand God And with Islam, just like we have to understand all law, we already understand all law, but we need to understand the Christian side of God, because that is part of Islam. So now when we understand it in its proper term, the word that was with God and the word that was God is Islam. Islam is so important because it's the same as God. Because all things, this is how we get to all law. And then we say God created all things by what? Speaking. So when we say law, that's the divine word spoken. Let there be light, in other words. So not through hands and feet, but through speaking, the creator, God, the creator, created all things. So now when we bringing it together, he spoke something. See, and this is how he created heaven and earth. Islam. So now when we are talking about the same, what is the same? See, now we got the true definition of Islam. Could I hear some definitions of some definitions you heard and what Islam is to you before we bring up what is, according to the Sufian, what is the definition of Islam? Because we done heard a lot of things like submission.
Oh yeah, like a way of life.
A way of life.
Meaning peace.
Peace.
You know.
A religion.
Yeah.
And you got to take a shahada to even be a part.
Now, if it say that it's a religion, because we do know that we have what we call so-called religion, if Islam is the religion. And then we have all these other so-called denominations that they proclaim to be their religion. So how can we wind up with all these other religions, but ain't but one religion, and that's Islam, but yet we got Methodist, Baptist, Presbyterian, Catholic, Lutheran, Mormons, the beat goes on.
Anything that came and gone is considered worlds. All those things that just mentioned is part of the worlds club. See, you can do anything when it's worlds.
Yeah.
This is the trick. That's
Walls club. Yeah.
All those are part of the was, not is. That's not the truth. Truth is, not was. Right?
Yeah. I look at the word Sam as was, just like you spell it. The same way you just flip the W.
Right.
The W is plain, I make an M, take the S, put it on the front, you got Sam.
Right.
The Sam Club.
Right.
The Walls Club.
All that played all together. And that word go back to ancient Egypt. So all these things, this is why you got the word is. Or some people say the wrong saying, ISIS. See how the pronunciation played?
Yeah.
See, so all this been around, but they playing with certain functions. So now anything that it can last for a moment. If it came, it was. So all of their Christian denominations came and gone.
Yeah.
So it was a time it existed, and in their belief, it always will exist. So what was will ever be. But right in the middle is the straight path, or the middle way, or the flat earth. This is where all things is Islam. So this is where we have to understand what is Islam. Because in Christianity, you take a baptism. In the Quran of Mecca, you do a shahada. Both of those are two sides of one coin. Falsehood. So when we're talking about all those, the true practices that the divine creator, God, Allah, ordained for all of us to know and understand. How to do a shahada, how to do a baptism. And we'll find that's not consistent with truth. Truth is. It don't need to be, truth cannot be baptized. Truth cannot even be a shahada.
That's right.
Truth is, and this is why we have to understand what Islam is. See, because what is Islam. I'm not just saying fancy words. These are slow words I had to study. What is. You can't take that away. What is. And what we find out what is Islam. And now we finna go in and find out the meaning of Islam. From the Sufian itself, from the way. Islam is first a devotion to self-knowledge.
Look at there. A devotion to self.
To self. We never been told that definition of Islam. They've been keeping us away from it. So when we say K.O.S, that's saying Islam.
That's right.
Islam is first a devotion to knowledge of self. Self-knowledge. Three things: self-knowledge, self-restraint, and third, to honor God through your good works and virtuous life. This is what Islam means. Islam means you honor God through yourself, doing good works and living a virtuous life. So now, this is what's going to open up 1 John and John 9. Now that we know that the word is Islam, now we just know what Islam means. It means self. I self, Lord, am master. That's on the higher self. I self, law, am master. That's on the lower plane. Now we understand why that's there. Islam means self-knowledge. So now when we go back in 1 John, I'm going to replace it with the true word Islam for Islam. In the beginning was the self, and the self was with God, and the self was God. The self was in the beginning with God. All things were made by the self. And without the self was not anything made that was made. In him was self, and the life was the self of men. Now that's reading it back in its full capacity. Truth retranslated. Now, doesn't that make sense?
That makes so much sense.
That would be logical. This is why we don't know the beginning, because self is the beginning. You don't remember when you was born? Somebody got to tell you. Meaning that wasn't your beginning. Your beginning was with God.
Yep.
So now this is what we got to bring in.
See, and that also ties right into that oneness of the law. See?
There it goes. The oneness. The oneness
when
is
you
what
find yourself, you find a law. See that?
Yeah.
It's all connected.
Mm-hmm. See, once you find yourself, you find the divine creator.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes sense as we just read it now. Remember, self was in the beginning with God.
Right.
So once you find yourself, you find the divine creator.
So that explains why all the government cropped up and got all your attention. And now they playing the role of God.
They
want you to serve them while they tax your butt to death. And bow down to them while they tell you so many lies.
Mm-hmm.
And have passing so many bills through legislature to keep you entertained.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they do.
They keeping you propped up with lies.
That's right.
Supported by false religions.
Yeah.
Which are really cults.
And
these are mystery cults.
Yeah.
Masons are mystery cults.
Yeah.
Shriners are mystery cults.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you gotta join and earn degrees is a mystery cult.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a religion. A religion is free.
Yeah.
For one, 2, open.
Yeah.
And 3, to all.
Yeah.
It's equal to all.
Yeah.
So now we done found out the true word that no preacher ain't never told us is, and now we have found is Islam. Mm-hmm. Now we done found out Islam is self-knowledge. Mm-hmm. So the only thing left is to know what God is.
Yeah, it's all there.
And as you said, the oneness, God is the one. This is what we got to understand. God is the one, and the one is going to help us find who is the one.
That's right.
Now here we come out of Sufa 31. I'm not saying this. I'm saying if you can find a text older than what I'm presenting as logical, reasonable, and factual truth, that if your source does not predate my source, then my source wins just by date alone. If your source doesn't mention the greatest source in it, then it's not a source at all. If your source doesn't have the highest law in it, then it's not the highest law. Everything in your source will have to be backed by the source. You can't use 2 books to discover 1 book. So you can't go to many books like the Bible. That's many books. That's a library of one book.
Yeah.
That's not one book. That is many books.
Many books.
In
66.
one book. Those are considered 66 different books in your library.
And they're all contrary of each other. How about that?
That's what the 66 stands for. Then they got more elevated version with the 72. Then they got more elevated version with the 81. So they playing with the numbers because they hiding something.
Yeah.
Because these names is not in there.
No.
We just said Islam means to honor God, right?
Mm-hmm.
So God is not left out of Islam. So now when we saying what is God, now we got to go to the proper God is the one.
Yeah.
So now who is the one?
Yeah.
This is where you get all. Now, all things can combine into one. See, and this is the hardest thing for us to understand. This is why you got the God, then you got all law. Because God is the one, and the one is the all. All, the all holds all things in oneness. So when we say oneness, that means all things combined as one. So now the creator in the Bible is a jealous God. That's not all. So now when we talking about only thing that can be the one is that which holds all. Don't the universe hold all of us?
Mm-hmm.
Let me bring it to reality. That's called Islam.
Yeah.
It is.
It is. The trees, the birds, the bees.
It is.
All is.
It is. That's called Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a creator.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, if the universe or the place we in is one, holding all things, this is the evidence that the one exists.
Yeah.
The one is holding all things called the universe. So if the universe exists, that means it's a divine creator. And God only being the one, he will only have the one religion.
That's right.
And that one religion has to have self included.
Yeah, that's correct.
And it has to have self-knowledge.
No other way.
No other way, or it wouldn't be the creator. So now that's how we come to from the one to the all. God is the one, and the one is the all. And then that's how you say, who is the creator of all? We talking about all of this. Me, you, the trees, the birds, anything that we see and hear and can feel. Who created all? And that's where you get the true name for the divine creator. All law. He spoke the word. So now we're going to read Surah 31:6 to find out what the one is, who is all. 6, all law is the one. Did we catch it?
Yeah.
Is the
all
one.
law.
Is the one. Is the one. Is the one true. True, y'all.
Yeah.
That's where you get the word ruh from, which is your immortal spirit. The divine creator. One true and only divine creator. Allah is the one true and only divine creator. Now it tells us Islam, with our self-law, the first law is divine law. Now what? Find divine law in your holy Bible. And I'll be like Elijah Muhammad. I give you $10,000 out my vest pocket, and let's up that to $1 million. And if you can't, I need your million.
Ooh-wee.
All or nothing. We going all in.
All in.
Now, with that never been discovered, the word divine, the phrase divine law is not even in a holy book. How is a holy book missing the first law?
Yeah.
They gave us the 10 commandments before they gave us the first law.
Yeah.
You got the 10 commandments.
Yeah.
They got the first law.
Yeah.
So now we got the first law, and now they can have their 10 commandments. The 10 commandments is what govern the lower self. See, once you understand the one is the one that governs all.
Yep.
Yep. The one is the one that governs all. And that all is the all who is all law.
All, as in y'all.
Yes. And so the law of all. Number 8, Allah is the divine creator of all things. Didn't the Bible just say all things were made by him? John 1 and 3. The divine creator, Allah, is all things, the collection of all words. Did we catch that? In the beginning was the word.
All words.
All words.
They go for those words in the beginning.
There you go.
That they're trying to put together in the Bible.
So this is how they can. Because when we say truth, Truth, that gets its root word from True. There's no truth without something being true.
Yeah.
So this is why we need to understand every word belongs to the divine creator. And this is the next. And then it's y'all turn. He, out of the last Sufa that I'm going to read, Sufa 45 and 10. Not chapter and verse, but Sufa. This is the word for truth. He who knows his own self knows the divine creator. That's truth and love. I resign in peace and wisdom. Because now it's y'all turn to read what we're going to be reading our instruction and lesson.
Yeah, that's what you just read or talked about. That's what our lesson was talking about. 19. Repose in the self. Repose. With the tongue of truth, I have plucked the thorn of thinking from the innermost of my heart.
Talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
The tongue of truth.
Yeah.
The thorn of thinking.
Thorn of thinking, all them bad thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
the bad things on your mind,
Mm-hmm.
the double-minded things that always get people in trouble. It's some thorns of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
18.2 says, where is meditation? Pleasure. Prosperity. Or discrimination. Say, where is meditation? Where is pleasure? Where is prosperity? Where is discrimination? Where you don't have to look for it because it's all around you. The poor have no prosperity,
Mm-hmm.
but the poor can be discriminated at. But the poor have plenty discrimination. How about that? How about that? You see what's going on? It asks another question. Where is duality? Where is unity? Ask a question mark. I abide in the glory of self. And you can know right of this country called Negroes has not found themselves because this is why we don't have unity. Unity can't get on. No self, no unity. You go join all these clubs and membership and all that, the N6, MI,
From the
the
bootleg.
Action Network.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the list goes on.
Mm-hmm.
None of those teaches by self, if you observe that.
I love how it says, I abide in the glory of self. See, that's Islam.
Yeah,
I self.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
abide in the glory.
And he done find out who he is.
Who he is, and we just find out what self is.
Yeah. Yeah.
He who knows his own self, divine creator,
That's right.
who abide in the glory of self.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you worship God properly and through self-respect? This is how you worship God, is through self-respect. If you don't worship self, you disrespect God. They on you saying if you don't worship God, then you don't love self. self needs God. Because some say is born a sinner. They talking about yourself.
Yeah.
They're not talking about you. They talking about yourself. That is the greatest version. If I ask you right now, or let me ask you this: if you was to take $100 bill and go to the store with the cashier, $100 bill, what would the cashier?
She's gonna ask you what you want. What you think? Because if you hand her something, got to be one.
If you hand the cashier $100 bill,
She gonna say, "What is this for?" What you say, Shay?
or break it.
She gonna ask you because
Before she do
if
that,
you don't say anything,
she gonna what she gotta do to do. The
Yeah.
cashier she'll get fired just like man gotta duty for God. He'll get fired. The cashier duty is to make sure that money is not counterfeit. You can just walk in and make up
yeah, that's what she do.
right now.
Yeah,
You can
she started holding it up to the light.
right, or they got a marker. So it's the thing. This is why they say test the spirit. How you know dealing with a counterfeit spirit?
Oh yeah, that's what you're dealing with.
This is what you're dealing with when you're dealing with a lower flesh.
That's right.
You're dealing with a counterfeit spirit, a counter spirit. When we are talking about abiding in self is the glory that everyone has been kept from.
Yeah.
Self has given itself up to Jesus Christ told that is truth.
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah, right.
That makes it free. He said truth.
Yeah.
Self done got confused what put him as the truth instead of yourself. This is what we mean by now we done lost the now. See, the glory was to make it so you'll know you exist. They now have taken out you come here knowing that you now is can never be uncreated.
Right.
And they want you to ruin that for yourself by deception alone.
To go through to just to become into existence. And it ain't just a snap of a finger, this is
If we understand that, that's why we gotta understand we exist. We don't fall like raindrops.
we don't.
That's why they used to tell you that you are a champion because you the one got the egg. Here, that means you already won. The game is already over. The game is before you get here.
Yeah.
Who can win? Self. Who can become a self? And now, if you here, that means you a self. Now, yourself can be deceived out of yourself here because it's people here that are the enemy of self.
Yeah.
To be an enemy of self is to be an enemy of truth and love.
Yeah.
So anyone presenting self-hate, hate as love is already guilty. And the greatest crime, as we just said, is counterfeit.
Yeah.
If they have produced scriptures that you have found counterfeit, that is a crime. And not only a crime, that is the greatest crime to ever exist as a crime, not even a murderer because the ground don't forget a killing. So not even the murderer. We talking about self. When you change a truth into a lie, when you alter the word of all law, you alter the word of God. And these are the enemy of self, who don't want us to know, to have self, or to have knowledge of Islam. These are the enemies. Anyone that don't want you to have self knowledge, which is proper education from your birth, from the cradle to the grave.
All right. Well, I'd like to say one thing to that. There's a God that don't want Black history to be taught. Now, when I'm looking at that and looking at self, and that's pertaining to your people, and your people is of yourself, then how someone else can be in control of that and say what you can't have and what you can't. And then speaking of all these politicians and senators, that's all they do. They want to control we the people, we the selves. Let's put it that way. We the selves instead of we the people. We the self, are we in control of self, or somebody else in control of themselves due to a piece of paper called Constitution?
See, anybody can play with anybody as long as they don't have the truth. You can play with a baby as long as you want.
Okay, that's what they're doing there.
With candy, food.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they don't know the truth.
They don't know.
You can get a baby that won't come inside your house, and you show them a desire.
That's right.
And they'll come right on in. So this is what man has become when he doesn't know himself. He becomes a baby that is not the innocent baby. He becomes the baby in adultship.
Yeah.
Meaning that his mind is underdeveloped. Man is his mind. Man is this is why you say, well, because it's a history, and what we're getting back to. The reason why people are confused is because of this black and white right here.
Yeah.
That Masonic checkerboard. Games with themselves.
Yeah.
Black and white stuff.
Ain't what we doing now.
Ain't nothing black, ain't nothing white.
Right, that's right.
There's only self and yourself, called demon God. And these are the people who tell us lies in books, in media, in contracts. Anything we have dealt with, these people are spiritless. Let me say this. Those who have a spirit can't do nothing but be in truth and love, peace, freedom, and justice. Those who are spiritless make bombs, make rumors of wars, so they can control the people through of dropping these bombs. Not ever telling the people that self can never die. Once you make it here and you get a body, self cannot die. This has been the mystery covered over called the marvelous life. It is a gift to have life in birth or death. When you see a child birth, they're not birth. That's self. And now self lives on self. Now self needs to know what is the man self. And that's called the spirit or spirit man. Now the full title to that entitlement of spirit man is Al-Sufian. So that's what all the whole scriptures trying to get us to abide in the glory of self.
Okay. 19.3 says, where past and future are even present. Where is past? Where is future? Where is present? Where is space or even eternity? Question mark. You know where it's at? This way. Your past, your future, your present, your space, your eternity. I abide in the glory of self. Because when you think about it, if you ain't careful, they got self floating around in the past, floating in the future, but you know what you have right now.
Right.
Self floating all around.
Mm-hmm.
19.4. Where is self? Where is not self? Where is good and evil? Confusion and clarity. I abide in glory. There go that what we read about earlier about that truth and falsehood thing.
Yeah.
But like confusion and clarity. I confused or you don't have clarity. And they can have both. Or be both.
Mm-hmm.
Where is good? All right there in your mind. 19.5. Sleep. Well, you know how you can your car, you chair sitting in your car.
Right. Holy scriptures let you know about these things.
So where is sleeping at?
Mm-hmm.
Is it in a particular place?
Everybody sleep.
Or both? Is there anybody in the non-slave. One guy that don't know release the dead or not. He said he ain't been to sleep. That guy, I met him, brother's friend. Said, where is sleep? Where is waking? Or even the fourth state? Where in the glory of self? (1946). Where are far? Are out? Gross or substance? I about in the glory of 19.7. Where is life and death? Where is the world and worldly relations? And stillness? I abide in the glory of self. Last one, 19.8. There is no need to talk about the three areas of life. To talk of yoga, even talking about truth is irrelevant. Rest in self alone.
Beautiful answer.
Our truth is always at hand.
It's a beautiful city, man. I mean, cause I don't come to waste my time. I come to know and understand. This is why I have driven 18 years of brain power to understand these understandings. Associate with the Holy Book, which is the truth, and me in quest of knowledge, walking in the path of the divine. This is a tremendous help to knowing what is truth and what is not truth. We have no answer if we don't read. We see of our thinking, and it has not produced a wealthy generation of parents and children, period. So all this, what have been done in vain, if not done for truth. Truth would still exist if K.O.S came on air or not.
That's right. That's correct.
This is why truth is irrelevant to talk about.
That's right.
So if someone who is in the truth comes to speak truth, then the listener must know that that self knows that they don't have to speak anything.
That's right.
If one is speaking, it is to help one.
That's correct.
Because as you see, as you go through the holy instructions, it all deals with self. So they say rest in peace. I say rest in self. This is a whole nother understanding that we're not familiar with. So without reading, you don't even hear people talk about where is death, where is life. This is a 4-letter question. This is not coming out of people's mouth because they're not searching for truth. They're searching for everything else but truth. And to not have truth is not to have self. The goal of the end of life is to fully liberate yourself, not to only be created for the flesh, but also to have everlasting life, attaining the higher part of attaining. The flesh comes with the mind, and if you are beautiful enough to understand the truth of what you are in, as it says, yeah, and I asked the question, as we done now, reading that part of asking where, now we ask where itself. You see, and that's self-determining. Only you can determine where self is at.
Janaka said 20.1. Where are the elements, the body, the organs, the mind? Where is the void? Where is the spirit? My nature is transparent and clear. 20.2. Where is scripture? Where is self-knowledge? Where is no mind? Where is contentment and freedom from desire? I am empty of twos. 20.3. Where is knowledge and ignorance? Where is I? Where is this? Where is mine? Where is bondage and self has no attributes? 20.4. Where is the unfolding of karma? Where is liberation in life, or even liberation at death? There is only one. 20.5. Where is the doer or enjoyer? Where is the origin or end of thought? Where is direct or reflected knowledge? There is no person here. 20.6. Where is the world? Where is the seeker of liberation? Where is the contemplative? Where is the man of knowledge? Where is the soul in bondage? Where is the liberation? My nature is unity. 7. Where are creation and destruction? Where is the end and the means? Where is the secret? Where is attainment? I am one. 20.8. Where is the knower? Where is knowing? Where is the known or knowledge itself? Where is anything? Where is nothing? I am pure awareness. 20.9. Where is distraction, concentration, knowledge, or delusion? Where is joy or sorrow? I am stillness. 20.10. Where is the relative? Where is the transcendent? Where is happiness or misery? I am empty of thought. 20.11. Where is illusion? Where is existence? Where is attachment or non-attachment? Where is person? Where is God? I am awareness. 20.12. Where is activity or inactivity? Where is liberation or bondage? I am timeless, indivisible. I am self-alone. 20.13. Where are principles in scripture? Where is the discipline or teaching? Disciple or teacher? Where is the reason for life? I am boundless, absolute. 20.14. Where is existence or non-existence? Where is unity or nothing emanates from me? No more can be said.
The end. Such a beautiful end. Liberation of life. Liberating.
Somebody got to coming together for liberation. Ain't that something? Not convince us that we need them to liberate.
That's what not having truth would do. So now we know the truth that would make one free is self. Know yourself. The self will make you free. And we always had to have the opposite to understand what we are. Use a isness to understand what we are not. If you ask most people, where is God? They'll say in heaven. Some people say in heaven. But if you take it to the beginning, God created. So you can't be in heaven.
Well, so we created heaven and earth.
There you go.
So where was he for heaven and earth?
There you go. So you got to find who was with God at the beginning. And so once you get to know that I am that I am, then you understand who is God or where is God. I think that's the most once you find out what or what it means. Because we always asking where's something, where's something, where's something.
Where?
But where is where is where? Where plus where equals something. See, and that's what all this was for us to get an awareness. So self heal. Got some finishing up quotes. Well, I've got 3 minutes before we shut it down. It say there's no need to talk the 3 ends of life. This is why we entangle. We entangled by 3. How many times did Jesus was offered by the devil? He took him up on the mountain. How many questions did he ask? See, all this is in the script. You have to read it to find out that it be numbers. And these three things keep coming forth. Heaven, earth, and the unmanifested earth. We definitely want to know where is God. And when you know where anything is, self-knowledge. And that's what we call K.O.S. Knowledge of self. So we're going to close on that truth. Anything you want to be said before we close down? We go off. We're going to go ahead. It's 1:59. We close at 2, so we're going to shut it down. But let the truth be with you. And that self-truth. And truth and love. Peace and balance.